Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel where skincare is all about progression over perfection because perfection doesn't exist. Now, I know it's still kind of early days. I feel like it's been 2.5 weeks since I first got my hands on Hailey Bieber's skincare line Rhode. I actually bought this myself. I never expect to be on the PR list for anything, so I always try and get my hands on these products on launch date. However, I was on the PR list, but I also bought these products myself. I also know it's quite early, but I feel like if I don't do this now, I'm gonna miss the whole hype of it all. So, you know, I feel like it's been long enough for me to understand and know where my thoughts are going with these products. And to kind of give like an early spoiler, just so you kind of know what's coming for the rest of the video, I like this brand. And I feel like, especially with like influencer and celebrity skincare lines, we have to give credit where credit is due. And I really like these products. Whether you like the celebrity behind this brand or not, the products, in my opinion, are good. They're just good. They just do what they're supposed to do. And I feel like they do serve a purpose of what people want in modern skincare, like what people want for their skin right now, this year, this month, this moment. I feel like this brand kind of covers that. But I am going to be a little bit picky throughout this review because, as we know, no launch is perfect, no products are perfect. So I've actually been keeping an eye on my DMs and specifically looking out for DMs regarding Rhode skincare. And I'm going to go through, I got the points here, but I'm going to go through some initial talking points, let you know my opinion about those particular points that came up. I got a few messages about this that they're already bored of the hype and already bored of seeing this brand, and that TikTok creators in particular seem to really be like kind of sucking up to her and hyping her up. Now, what I will say is I feel like the brand targeted the right TikTok creators with their PR. A lot of very well respected voices that I fully respect as well, and voices I know who would only actually say how they truly feel about a product. It doesn't matter who's the face of it or, you know, who created the product. These people wouldn't hype up without actually thinking it was worth the hype at all. In my opinion, again, another spoiler, I don't think this brand particularly needs hyping up. I think it's worth the attention it's getting. Would it have got the same attention if there wasn't a celebrity face attached to it? No, of course not. A few people said that they found that some of the product shots, especially the lip treatment shots, to be over-sexualized. You know what I'm bored of? I'm bored of this, hang on. And then they're like half of my posts on Instagram, right? I'm bored of people just standing there smiling, holding a product, swatching it on their skin. I'm so bored of that, looking happy. Like, I'm really bored of it. I want to see art sexualize that watermelon. Give me an artistic interpretation of how juicy it's going to make my lips feel, how hydrated, how plump it's going to make my lips feel, and then show me a normal application photo alongside it. I love to see artful interpretations of what a product can do, because you can always have description, but it's always nice to look at a product and think, oh, I know what that feels like, or I know what that smells like, I know what that texture is. I kind of get an idea of how this is going to feel on my skin, alongside unretouched beauty shots. And I'm going to talk about this in a video maybe in a week's time, but I'm kind of bored of the lack of creativity when it comes to beauty, makeup, skincare kind of advertising. I think there is a way to be inclusive of all people, show real skin, all types of skin types and textures and conditions, but still have this amazing editorial kind of like show going on. I don't know if that's just because I'm from an editorial photography background, but brands seem to have this real link between inclusivity and realistic and unretouched pictures and making it boring and plain, or just happy and everyone's holding hands and they're all like linking arms and smiling. Like, I want to know about the product. And I didn't think it was sexualized. I just was a bit like, oh, that's nice. Like, that's cool. I get that. I get the juiciness. REM Beauty lookalike. Honestly, the first thing I thought when I saw this packaging was that is REM Beauty. But this will happen. I feel like this happened before, and I mentioned, when did this happen before? But you know, a lot of brands go into production at the same time. They just end up with the same thing. But I get it. It's like the cutoff bit, right? And the gray and, you know, the tubes. And I do get it. I do get it. Speaking of the packaging, a few people said the packaging was boring. I disagree again. This is, you know, wholly positive again, but I disagree. I think the packaging is very modern. I think it's sleek, genderless to hold. They feel great. They're almost like soft in a way and very, very light. I do have one gripe though. The serum, I'm not sure if it's just my one, but when you go to use it, like, you have to put a bit of effort into it. and then it clicks. And the problem is I don't like to put serums in the palm of my hand. I like to put them on my fingertips. The problem is, I don't know if you're going to see it, but it shoots out too much, so I have to put it right close to my fingertip to apply. I haven't opened my other serum yet, but that's the only thing that annoys me. I don't know if that's everybody's experience. It might just be a malfunction with that particular bit of packaging. I really like this. I like how simple it is. I like the almost like white writing on the grey. I like that the kit that I bought came with like a reusable almost storage shelf type thing. I think that's clever. I like it. I think it's all very simple, like little indents there. I like the packaging. I think it's a great representation of the brand, and what the products are about is simplicity without looking clinical and boring. A few people sent me about the lawsuit that's going on at the moment. Basically, to cut long story short, Hailey Bieber tried to start a fashion brand back in 2018, and that was abandoned. That was like a no-go project, therefore using Rhode for skincare. From what we saw during the launch, we know that these products took about 2 years to make. So there is a fashion brand called Rhode who are, I think, threatening to take legal action but aren't, and they are a fashion brand. So this Rhode, which is Hailey Bieber's middle name, I believe, is skincare. There are so many brands out there with the same names, but because they are in different categories, there's nothing like illegal going on. Do I agree with it? Well, if I had a brand, I'd rather I was the only person with that name out there. But a lot of the trademark kind of like controversy we're seeing nowadays is people just not trademarking their shit. The law is the law, right? And yeah, it sucks a little bit because they should be able to use their name and not get overshadowed by a big celebrity brand, but trademark your stuff. Some people actually said that this was too small a launch, and I disagree as well. I disagree a lot. It's funny because a lot of people like Kim Kardashian launch of too many products. So there's like 3 products here, technically 5, and Kim Kardashian launched with 9. So what's a good like 6, 7? Do we like? I don't know. I actually think 3, technically 5 is a really good start. All the products make sense for their brand ethos, I guess you can say. We know they're going to come out with more, possibly a cleanser I saw them hinting at. But as an initial launch, I like this because we have products that I can use daily. I didn't have to sit on the website and be like, oh, what am I going to buy? Like, it's too expensive altogether. I feel like we're so used to brands launching so many products all in one go that's kind of set the standard for a lot of us. But I feel like this was a really good launch. I'm looking forward to what they're going to come out with next. And of course, the main one, why Hailey Bieber? Is this a cash grab? She's not a skincare expert. If you want to see my issue with people saying only skincare experts and dermatologists can launch brands, check out I think it was like things the skincare community need to get over or something like that. I mentioned in that video that some of the most popular brands we know and love today were not created by a skincare expert of any kind. We are talking Pixi, Glow Recipe, The Ordinary, Glossier. I don't think that's a valid reason, to be honest, for someone not to launch something. Is it exhausting seeing all these celebrity skincare brands launch all the time? Yes. We are living in like the early 2000s celebrity fragrance nightmare again. But as I said, credit where credit is due. They are good products. I was tagged in a really bizarre TikTok where an esthetician said that she won't be buying Rhode because one, she doesn't care for Hailey Bieber. Fine, I'm not really sure if she's done anything, I don't know. But also that she feels the brand is a cash grab and kind of like taking advantage of the fact that peptides are really popular nowadays. Is that not every brand ever? Do brands not launch things that are popular because they know it's going to sell and meeting consumer needs and wants? Is that not every brand, not just in cosmetics, but in general? Is that not the idea? To make money and sell stuff that is popular or exciting. Why would a brand want to sell something they don't think is going to sell? I think The Ordinary's Niacinamide Zinc is a really good example, and the hyaluronic acid serums, ingredients none of us had ever heard of before, right? But now every brand, pretty much nearly every brand has launched their own replica of these very popular products and ingredients, right? All brands are using niacinamide, hyaluronic acid everywhere. It's just what brands do to sell product. I'm not particularly angry with it because I think peptides are a nice ingredient for your skin barrier, you know? But in the same breath, if something screams cash grab, make some noise about it, do. We'll be talking about another brand that I feel is a bit like, And this kind of has to be the same for everyone, you know? Hailey Bieber may be into skincare, but so might Kim Kardashian. I compare the two because they launched at around about the same time. So everyone's like, compare the two. But everyone has very different opinions about them launching skincare brands. And to be honest, I think the only difference is that Rhode targeted the right TikTok influencers to kind of give this brand a thumbs up. What this brand says to me after seeing Hailey Bieber talk about it, after me using it and what the brand says and posts, is that I feel Hailey Bieber is truly invested in the skincare community and world. I think a genuine passion shines through and is reflected in these products. The fact that these are smart, everyday use products that pretty much anyone can use. Products that aren't just basics but actually serve a real purpose within anyone's routine. Shows to me that herself and her team have actually listened to what the skincare community is talking about right now, what's popular within the skincare world, what industry experts think as well. You know, what all that together, what people think makes a good product. And one thing that's popular at the moment is that minimal skin barrier saving, strengthening routine. CeraVe's popular for a reason. And I feel like this brand reflects that want for that minimalism, yet effectiveness. That is reflective of what Hailey Bieber says she likes in her routine. For me, this is very good proof that not every celebrity skincare line is a cash grab. People want to make money. People aren't launching lines and being like, oh, I hope it, doesn't make me money. It's the skin I really care about. For as long as people consume things, we are going to get launches from other people. Yes, it's annoying that it's constantly celebrities, one after the other. I feel like they all thought they had a smart idea to launch a skincare line and no one else is going to do it, but everyone has. Yes, it's annoying, but for me, when it makes sense, we have to put our hands up and be like, okay, this is actually really good. This makes sense. I feel like this brand could stand alone without Hailey Bieber being the face of the brand or the voice of the brand. This brand would have been popular and what people want right now. Also, what makes this different? I will talk about the products very soon. Also, what makes this different to Kim Kardashian's line so far for me, which I do have, and I have been trying separately to this. Again, I'm comparing because they launched at the same time. Honestly, the fact that Kim Kardashian's line feels a little bit outdated. It's that 9-step routine that we were all obsessed with maybe 3 years ago. And honestly, it was kind of those products that were up and coming almost 3 years ago. The vitamin C that everyone's kind of a bit over now. Hyaluronic acid. Whereas Rhode, in my opinion, is what people want from skincare, like right now. Like right this second. This is a great example what I always talk about of a brand that can be good for your skin, simple for your skin, something dermatologists would recommend. Simple, effective, stylish without being clinical and somewhat depressing. Right, let's get into the actual product. First of all, no. Let's talk about peptides, as this is really what the whole brand is focused around. Peptides are known to be like an anti-aging ingredient, but I feel what this brand focuses on more is the plumping abilities and the kind of like skin barrier repairing, restoring kind of abilities of the ingredient. So I had to write this down. A peptide, very long story short, is an anti-aging ingredient that's able to boost things like collagen, elastin, things you would relate to the first signs of aging. Now, it kind of works like, remember when we were all derma rolling? And we're like, it works because it damages your skin goes like into like panic mode and kind of heals your skin. It's like, thinks your skin is wounded. That's kind of what peptides do. They kind of like make your collagen and elastin work over time because they think you're wounded. However, all of this is still early days for peptides. It's more kind of like peptides could possibly do this. Like more evidence needs to be had, but it's promising, This range actually uses palmitoyl tripeptide, which is an extremely popular peptide. You'll see it in most peptide products. That's oil soluble, so it can actually penetrate the skin and work better than other peptides. That's the idea. I've seen a lot of misinformation on TikTok about peptides, what they can and can't do. Unsurprisingly, it's not a Botox alternative. Nothing is. If you really have those deep fine lines and wrinkles, get Botox if you're that worried about them. As I said, the other benefit of peptides is all about the skin barrier and the main selling point of this brand. So strengthening our skin barrier, keeping it happy, healthy, locking in hydration and that glazed donut look. We will talk about glazed donut very soon because I'm not too happy about that. Can I just say as well, she didn't steal glazed donut from anyone. Glazed donut is a very popular term that I think dates back to something ridiculous like 2007. The first time I saw it was a Western article talking about glazed donut as a Korean trend. They always make up Korean trends, so who knows? Who knows the true origin of glazed donut? Okay, let's talk about the product. So let's talk about the peptide glazing fluid. On their website, they say the dewy hydration layer, Hailey's signature step to glowy glazed skin, a lightweight, quick absorbing gel serum that visibly plumps and hydrates to support a healthy skin barrier. Key selling points: hydrates and plumps the skin, instantly illuminates for a glazed finish, supports a healthy skin barrier over time. The main ingredients they promote are niacinamide for brightening out your skin tone, texture, sebum production, peptides to visibly plump and reduce the look of fine lines, also help support that skin barrier, hyaluronic acid for hydration, and marula oil because it's rich in fatty acids to again support the skin barrier. Honestly, this is a pretty nice basic product. And I say basic in a good way, in the sense that pretty much everyone can use it and is a good staple in a routine. I think it serves a real purpose in my routine, to be honest with you. Combining a lot of things I really like from a lot of different products into one product in my routine, and that's hydration, evening skin tone, and supporting the skin barrier, is an almost lightweight moist. In fact, the moisturizer and the serum kind of have the same texture. Obviously the serum being a little bit lighter, almost like Verse Dew Point Gel Cream Moisturizer. It's got that gel cream texture to it. At first, I was like, this is going to be too thick. It literally looks like a moisturizer. Why would I moisturize over the top of this? But it goes on the skin, it just melts, it disappears. It leaves you very nicely hydrated. Me being me, I like to tone or mist before, leave it damp, and then apply the serum. One thing I will say is I don't think this quite had the dewy payoff that I've seen online. Like glazed wouldn't be the way I describe this. This is a very natural glow from within, healthy looking glow. If you don't like dewy skin, you're still gonna like this because it just looks very natural. Glazed donut, we all know for being almost like slugging, right? You go to bed looking like a glazed donut. It's not really something you do in the morning. Obviously, they're not gonna do that, but I think glazed is like a little bit too exaggerate what it does. That being said, I can feel that hydration. I can refill that hydration. I didn't do my skincare for maybe like 2 days when I was sick because I didn't want anything touching my skin. But when I finally forced myself to do it, I went back to using these products and they honestly put my skin back in a really happy and healthy place. Using the serum and moisturizer combined, my texture was kind of like less rough because that hydration was back in my skin. The tightness had gone. I was rehydrated. My rosacea calmed down, but really these effects aren't anything dissimilar to when I use a very good ceramide cream. But for me, the user experience of these products is really nice. It's really nice. So the peptide glazing fluid is $29 for 50 milliliters. Affordability, of course, is all relative. For me, something generally affordable is around the 20 to 30 pounds. Budget is 10 pounds and under. So I would say this is affordable, especially as I do invest in my serums. To put it into perspective, your average bottle of serum is usually like 30 milliliters. Think the Ordinary size, right? A lot of my favorite brands, other than the Ordinary, will sell their 30 milliliter serums for around 25 pounds. So I don't think $29 for 50 milliliters is crazy. Like, I don't think it's out of order. In all honesty, I would buy this again. Yes, I feel like this is just that little extra boost that my skin needs. And honestly, it's a great all-in-one type serum that I would happily use as my only serum. Of course, alongside a good toner, exfoliator, moisturizer, cleanser. You know, if I was going away for a week, I'd just take this one serum and I'd be absolutely fine. My skin would be happy. What I will say is it's important for me to feel hydrated, but I also like the look of dewy hydrated skin. So alone, this doesn't quite give me that glow that I personally like, so I do team it up with a toner. As far as like feeling that hydration, this alone is more than capable of genuinely hydrating, well, helping to retain hydration. Let's talk about the Barrier Restore Cream, the Rich Recovery Layer, they call it on the website. They say rich but lightweight cream moisturizer to comfort, soothe, and restore the skin barrier. Our antioxidant peptide powerhouse delivers hydrated, smoother, softer skin over time. The main selling points of this product is that it soothes and comforts a compromised skin barrier, nourishes and hydrates, and the main ingredients they point out is shea butter to hydrate and moisturize with all its fatty acids, and allantoin. Squalane, which I really like for my skin barrier as well, but it's a really nice, heavier moisturizer, which I feel works great for oily skin. It's plant-based as well. Peptides to visibly plump and reduce the look of fine lines. Acai, which is antioxidant, and then niacinamide. We all know what niacinamide does. This gives me the dew that I expected from this line. This is the dew that I've seen in all their teaser images, all their launches on the website. I mentioned this product earlier, but I think Rovectin Lotus Water Cream or Verse Dew Point, but on crack and much better. This is again another product that when I read the product name, Barrier Restore Cream, Rich Face Concentrate, I was a bit like, this is going to be like just your run-of-the-mill standard like recovery cream that my skin's not really going to enjoy. Maybe not for the morning, but might be nice for the evening. I was very wrong. Very wrong. My skin loves this, like absolutely loves this. I didn't really think I did, but I just found myself reaching for it morning and night all the time. This is nearly gone. I'm glad this arrived today, you know. It felt dewy, it felt hydrating. And over a period of days, my skin was dewy all day without becoming oily. A really comfortable level of dew. If you don't like overly dewy skin, if you don't like my level of shiny skin, it's a bit calm today, You will still like this because again, it is that natural glow, but I felt like it was so much more obvious with this moisturizer. Again, this is a product that I feel like is filled with the pillars of what a good skincare routine is for me. Niacinamide to even brighten skin tone, control sebum, peptides as a skin barrier protecting layer, and then antioxidants as well. Also glycerin and sodium hyaluronate for hydration. And allantoin, which is lovely and soothing. I feel like this is easy going to be one of those moisturizers that I always have in my collection. Kind of like glow recipes like pink juice, watermelon juice. I've got to have that one all the time because I know I always reach for it. And I feel like this is in that similar vein. It's just something my skin absolutely loves. One thing I will say is for the price, can we get 60 milliliters? I feel like just 10 more milliliters and I feel like it'll be a good standard price for the size and product. You know, maybe in like a gallon with a pump, I will take also. If you feel like your skin needs that little bit of TLC, if you feel like your skin is dehydrated, if you have sensitive skin, but you don't really know what to do with your skin, you don't really want to try a load of products, but you want all these benefits that everyone else is getting from their skincare, I feel like this is a really good place to start. This and Bioma as well, actually, but I feel like this feels a little bit more luxury in the sense that the formulations are so nice and they physically look good on your skin as well. Okay, let's talk about the peptide lip treatments. They call it the Nourishing Lip Layer. This is a restorative lip treatment for naturally plump, pillow soft lips, day or night. This dreamy formula leaves lips looking glossy and works hard to protect and nourish dry skin from within. Restores and replenishes lips, helps lock in moisture for plumper, softer lips. The key ingredients they share in here: shea butter, moisturizing, hydrating, peptides to plump and protect. Two ingredients I've never heard of before: Kapuku, which helps maintain skin elasticity, improving suppleness for dry and dehydrated lips. No clue. Babasu, rich natural source of lauric acid to support the microbiome and replenish overall skin moisture. Again, no idea, but I absolutely love these again. Do I think they're an amazing new innovation within the lip care world? No, absolutely not. But do I think they're an improvement of what's already out there? Yes, I do. These remind me very much of the Then I Met You, the Honeydew Lip Mask, and the Laneige Lip Glow Balms. It's that same kind of consistency, but much more comfortable and wearable throughout the whole day. The Honeydew Lip Mask and the Glow Balms are great and dry lip saviors. Like, I absolutely love them. For the evening, they are a really nice mask. They're very thick, a little bit sticky, still comfortable, but you usually do have to use a generous layer in order to get that real protection and wake up with like soft lips in the morning. The Rhode Peptide Lip Treatment cares for my dry lips with such a thin layer. It helps lock in that hydration and moisture for a really long time. I still got some on my lips. I can kind of feel it. I can see it. I applied this 4 hours ago, and it's still like in place, you know, without this really sticky, like, I was going to say glossy finish, but I feel like you can gloss this up depending on how much you apply and it still won't be overly sticky. So this makes it great for me to wear in the morning. I personally don't like shiny lips on me, so I can use this in the morning at a thin layer and it will still protect, as I mentioned. It lasts through eating, drinking. It just stays put. Do you know what I mean? It just stays put. And when I do want to use this at night like a mask, I just apply a little bit extra and I still wake up with those plump lips that aren't dried out. It comes in 3 different flavors. We have the unfragrance version, salted caramel, which isn't for me. This kind of like the fragrance in this one is a bit too much. It kind of hits the back of my throat whenever I like take a breath to talk and it makes me cough. My favorite flavor is the watermelon. I thought this was grape to begin with, but if you're in the UK, you might know what I mean by it. This is typical American watermelon flavor. It's just the right amount of fragrance to make it taste like watermelon juice and water rather than candied watermelon. Quite a statement, but I do feel like this is now one of my favorite lip treatments, one of my favorite lip products. It's up there with Make's hydrating lip treatments and Dr. Isho's Always products. Some of my favorite lip products I've ever used. So yeah, credit where credit is due, because I know I always get these comments. I don't really know much about celebrity culture. No idea who Hailey Bieber was going into this. I researched her because I'm doing a video about her brand. If this brand was shit, you know I rip it apart like I always do. But this brand is good, and it's not just because it's a pleasant surprise, because it's coming from a celebrity brand and we all kind of expect the worst. But you can tell she genuinely loves skincare. Should everyone who loves skincare launch a brand? No, absolutely not. But she has someone who has access to all the right people in order to make a successful team and a really good brand. So why not, I guess? And I feel like this does slot well into skincare because I feel like we're in that time again where a lot of skincare brands are coming out with these odd drug claims that they're not allowed to do. Brands are constantly trying to find the next best thing, biggest ingredient. It's quite nice to kind of see a brand being like, we're taking care of the basics, your skin barrier, we got 3 products. And although peptides were their main thing, I don't feel like they were being like, Botox in a jar. I feel like they've been like, you know, this ingredient is good for your skin barrier because they know a healthy skin barrier is important. Right, so should you buy this? If you have the funds, why not? If you ran out of your usual healing, ceramide-rich, peptide-rich, calming, soothing products, then yeah, give it a shot. I would say you don't really need this if you're really into your actives, if you feel like you've got your skincare routine on point. I feel like if you love a minimal routine, this is something you're really, really, really gonna love. If you're after just a nice moisturizer that's gonna take care of your skin, definitely, I would say pick up the Barrier Restore Cream. If you're after a nice non-sticky light lip treatment, these are amazing. Having tried these products, I kind of feel like this isn't a celebrity skincare brand. Even though it is, I feel like this is a skincare brand that a celebrity just happens to be behind. I always wonder, we never see a discourse when a new skincare brand comes out. It's only when the celebrity is behind that. They don't get the same reaction. Like, why are you launching a skincare brand? Who are you, you know? I always wonder how different it would be if the celebrity didn't launch with their face. Do you know what I mean? They were just behind it, but they didn't publicize that. And also, when people say celebrities shouldn't launch skincare, what if it's actually good? Then what do we do? Do we ignore the fact that our skin and other people's can benefit from it? I don't know. I didn't expect to like it this much and to be genuinely like nice about it. You know, I was gonna have to shoot it down a bit and be like, it's a bit boring, it's not for me. I did not expect my skin to like it so much. So much. And that's it. My skin loves it. My skin really, really loves it. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to using these more in my routine. For now, they're taking a back step as I try Kim Kardashian skincare. It's going okay. More about that soon, but you can watch some more product reviews here and some general light entertainment here, and I will see you over there.